quick recap of what happened last time.
I suppose I will, as usual. Last time, we decided the best thing to do while we're in hell is to go and visit Hades. We went and said hello. And thankfully, because at least one of us remembered to sacrifice to our generous host who will not keep us here forever, we managed to talk him into realizing that maybe the soul of Hector did not actually get judged. Upon which we stole his helmet and left. On our way to Tartarus, we come across the River of Fire, which. How do we actually get across that, everyone?
With a flower boat.
Yes.
With the flower boat, that's right.
Dracoslav made a flower boat.
We spent some time trying to throw copies of myself across, thinking if we could ice it over or construct a bridge, and we decided on the flower boat. Which was incredibly sturdy, but definitely worrisome.
It was very fragrant as well. You skipped the part about us meeting Orpheus's lover.
Yes, that's right. We met her in order to get directions. Because we got very lost and absolutely none of us have any navigational skill whatsoever.
Which seems like a bit of an oversight now.
Just a tiny little bit. I like being lost in caves.
I have navigational skill, just not in, the Greek underworld.
Well, be that as it may be, the other side of the River of Fire towards Tartarus was incredibly easy. It's just down a hill, straight into the hands and arms and arms and arms and legs of a couple or trio of immense giants with hundreds and hundreds of limbs. We managed to convince them that if Dragoslav can show them a good time, wink wink, then we could be allowed into Tartarus. Upon which we got lost once again and had to resort to finding help.
Again.
This time, however, we inquired with Sisyphus. We gave him a short break. He got us directions. We gave him some food, water, let him rest his hands, and then slapped him right back on that boulder. Because Lance is not about to let someone out trick him. And Sisyphus would be the one to do it. But we do have a general idea of where Hector may be now, and a slight sneak peek at the possible torture he might be undergoing. And that's where we last left off.
So, all of you except, for Dragoslav are now deep into Tartarus. I'm not going to say prey, but the man you were looking for, you know his general direction. Sisyphus pointed you to a section of Tartarus. It looks like very tall, very basic wall. Sorry, damn it. Oh. All right, here we go. Sorry again. To an old section of a wall that seems a bit decrepit now, but as you approach it, you find yourself on a what seems like a dirt road, or you're not pretty sure. The place itself is quite dirty, and you begin to look around, and the geography of the terrain is still a bit confusing to your senses. But as you approach, you can all hear the sounds of horses, a lot of them, accompanied with a scream of a woman and what sounds like a young child. You look around, and I would like all of you to do me a very quick dexterity dexterity athletics, please.
Alrighty.
Difficulty 2.
Let's see, one of my best stats and one of my worst skills. And I get 5 successes. Lance does a flip.
So it's not okay. You can gain 1 point of momentum for
Oh my god.
failure.
Thomas tries to move and does a faceplant.
Yeah.
And I fail as well.
Momentum
It's-
rules, are we picking up where we did before, or do we start at 8
Yes.
because new session?
No. You pick up where you left before.
I think
I think it's supposed to normally refresh
No,
between sessions.
I don't think
Right.
so.
so.
Last
we
time
are
I
at,
checked, it didn't.
if I've been keeping track right, I think we'd be at 5 then.
I think that's right.
Okay.
It's confusing for you because the sounds is come from all around you. Like there's no single point where you can hear the horses and the screaming. But you can sense the ground beneath your feet trembling a bit, and well, 2 of you have the instinct to jump out of the way. Lance doing that. Yeah, Lance really nailed that, and leave you try you try to just roll out, and you sense danger approaching, but you just manage to fail as a horde of horses, at least 15 of them, complete with rider in ancient Greek armor, trample all over you and Thomas, which is quite painful. You sense like 15 multiplied by 4 hooves, like just ramming into your body. You can both take a bruise condition.
Alrighty, where did it go? I had it just a second ago. There it is. Once Thomas manages to roll out of the way of whatever's trampling him, everyone can hear him like weakly swearing in Latin. He often does that when he's upset.
Oh, I didn't realize that death language was your first language.
I was taught them roughly at the same time. So Latin and English aren't exactly they both kind of tie for first language.
Mhm.
Liv just kind of gets up. Still not as bad as the headache.
As you look back towards horses, you can see that less of them, there's a woman and a, say, young, maybe a preteen or teen, uh, attached on the back of of 2 of the horses, and you think you hear sounds of someone's running, coming from from ahead of you, and you can see someone running desperately.
Hey.
What does he look like? What does this person running look like? Oh, that might be it. I was on a different
Like
tab.
that. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. The color around it, but yeah, he looks very much like an ancient, well, Trojan warrior in this case, to be precise. He seems to be I mean by sorry, my words. He seems to be running as fast as he can, which is fast, but still not as fast as horses. And he's still not at your level, but he'll it doesn't look like he's going to stop and acknowledge your presence or anything like that. Do you do anything or do you let him pass?
Lance will at least attempt to grab his attention, just like hold out a hand like in front of him, see if he stops, like Hector. If he's completely unresponsive, he's not actually gonna like physically block him or anything. He'd probably get trampled too.
What about the others?
If he doesn't stop, I'm going to start running and trying to keep pace with the guy to try to actually get information out of him.
I have a question. Are those horses and the person screaming, do they seem like they are actually something that exists, or are they just there to torment Hector?
Or both.
Do me a do me a cunning occult.
That might be fair for me to try rolling too, I think. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Sure.
All right,
Let's do
I'm
it.
gonna spend a momentum if no one minds,
Go for it.
because this is
I
not
have
one of
7
my.
successes.
Might want to wait on that one.
Lance just turns around and is like, oh yeah, those are tormenting illusions. Can't you realize that?
Yeah, you both kind of certain there might not be illusion because some of you got trampled by it and it hurts.
Mhm.
But maybe their only purpose is to torment Hector.
Okay, this is not another soul that's also being tortured. To the best of our
Yes,
knowledge. Okay.
Hector seems to be tortured, but to what extent you don't really know, though you can assume by the scream and the woman and the child. But it is clear that he has no hope of catching them. And you continue to, with that thought, you take a glance at the riders, and even though they should be out of your sight, they're still here, like they're not slowing or anything. But you can still see them, and yes, it looks like you could maybe, if you gave it all you've got, run up to them and catch them. But you're pretty sure it's impossible.
Right. That's the torment. It wouldn't be very good if they were capturable.
But yeah, Hector does not stop for you. Continues running straight ahead. Doesn't even utter a word or anything. His sole focus seems to be on the riders. And the
Right. So he
captures.
bursts past me, and then we see if we can actually keep up with him. Then, Thomas.
Yeah. I'm running full speed, just trying to keep up with this guy.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'll try to keep up with him too.
Might athletics, please.
All right. That would be 3, 7. Oop. There we go. 2 successes.
That's enough. Just waiting.
All right, so I'm keeping pace with him, and I'm trying to get information out of him. What exactly is going on here?
To any of
And then I
you
realize
quick.
that I'm speaking English, and he is ancient Trojan.
Yes,
Oh, right. We left our translator at home.
I think so. Yes. Well, the
And
conversation
then
seems to be quite difficult. They shot something at you. Sounds angry, but you're not sure it's a curse.
is it anywhere even tangentially close to Latin?
Not at all.
Damn. So we're gonna have to go just gestures and stuff like that.
You know what? Running alone, since I'm pretty sure I'm keeping up with Thomas at this point with that roll.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, screw it, Thomas. Throw me at the chariot.
It's not a chariot. It's just a horde of horse riders.
Okay, I'm gonna say just throw me at the cavalry. If they're real, if it's real, they'll stop. If it's not, I'm just gonna pass through it anyway.
Uh, does anyone
Uh,
have any objection to this plan?
I would require a might athletics difficulty 3, please.
You have proven you can
I'm
throw people pretty far.
and I'm gonna go
Not
ahead and
quite far
activate.
enough in your experience.
Well, that was 2 miles. I assume this is a little less than that.
It's a little less. You think?
Hang on one second. I'm reading something. Yeah, that really wouldn't help me here. All right, so I pick up Liv by the scruff of the neck and by the back of her shirt, and I hurl her like a fucking javelin. You said might and athletics?
Yes. Difficulty 3.
Okay. Okay. That's still 7. I don't know why I'm checking again. Yeah, only
You
2.
can re-roll the 10 at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think you already. Wait.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think
you
I
already
already did.
Okay.
So you can take a point of momentum.
Okay.
Uh, at first, it seems like you soaring through the air and you approaching them very, very fast, and they're almost like you can almost touch them. Then gravity takes hold, and you find yourself with a mouthful of dirt um, in your mouth. But strangely enough, the horde of Australia seems to have stopped, like they're frozen in place, and you can almost touch the captives.
I am going to see how close I can get to the captives if I can
All
touch
right.
them.
As you do that, Lance, you're far enough. But Thomas, I want you to roll me cunning athletics again, please. Difficulty 2.
Well, I do a little better this time. At least not a 0.
All right. Can take 1 momentum.
Okay.
Remember, momentum is shared by everyone, so you're at 5, I think, now, or 6.
That would be 6.
6.
Don't worry, everyone. I'm going to gather momentum for this this session.
Get to spend it soon. Don't worry.
Once again, the ground trembles, and almost at an impossible speed, another similarly identical horde of Horse Rider just trampled the both of you once again all over. It hurts like a motherfucker, and you can hear Hector scream in agony as this too is taken by this wave. And you can take both of you take one more. Sorry, health condition. One more level of damage.
So, just to make sure I'm clear, touching it resulted in a kind of an explosive wave of pain.
Apparently, but she didn't. A finger was grazing the captive, but just before she touched it, bam. And after this pain stopped, you found yourself just there's no one beside you, and as you look back, you can hear again the scream and see the same horde once again right out towards you. But this time you have ample time to get out of the way.
Okay, so which of us is taking damage here?
Both of you.
Okay.
But it seemed that whatever you did resetted the whole scenery.
Okay. I was just gonna. Okay, definitely not real.
Well, real enough to cause damage, apparently.
Yeah.
But
But yeah. Okay, definitely not catchable.
so, what do you do?
Well, if they're not catchable, the only option we really have is to drag Hector out of here kicking and screaming.
Lance is going to sit down and he's going to start a small art project.
Okay.
I figured.
Lance is going to create something of a Trojan flag. And of course, it's going to have horses on it and everything. And he's going to embroider it with his loom as he just kind of sits there.
Why would you
uses
include the Trojan horse?
Horses are the symbol of Trojan, right? Of the Trojans, right?
No, not
That's why they were
really.
gifted a horse.
No,
Well,
that was a
no.
offering. That was quote unquote an offering to Poseidon,
Okay.
because Poseidon's all about horses.
It kind
Uh,
of seems a bit insensitive given the context.
Okay, so pull back on that description, but the point of it is that I'm using my artistry to express myself through my art, to give kind of a brief epilogue to what probably happened to him. I.e., the war is lost, he's in Tartarus, this isn't real, and we need to leave.
Also,
alright.
throw in a little bit of Hera is kind of a douche.
Oh yeah, just like P.S. Harris, dude.
Do me
Yeah.
a dexterity culture. I want 3 successes, please.
All right, dexterity culture. We're already looking pretty good there with 7.
Yes.
Want to
Just a
spend some of
passion
the
among
momentum I gathered?
What was
Want to
that?
spend some of the some of the momentum I gathered? We got like 6.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm also guaranteed to just get 7 successes here because that's how I've been rolling today. But
Don't jinx
1
it.
momentum, 1 die.
Yes.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and take 2 and buff it up to 9. I think that'll give me an average chance of 3.
Sure.
Totally worth
Yeah.
it. I don't think I have anything else to give myself like advantage here, so I'm just rolling. 3. I did it.
Great. You begin to, weave your little flag, and it takes some. It takes a bit of time, but apparently only one resetting happens. You hear once again the screams of agony from Hector as horse tramples him. Well, horses, not just one. But you finish your flag in time for the third run, let's say, and begin to wave him on the side of the road, and it catches the eyes of Hector, who looks confused, unsure. He go for a full sprint to a jog, then slow jog, and he looks at his uh he looks at the captives, then you flag, then the captives again, like looks very unsure of himself, but he's almost on the stop right now.
To emphasize the point, I'm going to wave at our own clothing to indicate, yeah, times have passed and we have different clothes now.
His
Just
confusion only seems to grow, really.
yeah.
At this point, Lance, with handy dandy English to Greek dictionary has found the whole 3 words that he needs. And they are will explain later. And he just holds out his hand.
Actors look very unsure for a while, but kind of decide to. It looks like a great act of will as it tries to step out of the path, and as it does, the captive just begin to scream like you're not sure what they scream because it's well, it's in a language you do not understand.
Of course.
So, but he managed just to get one foot after the other, get off the path towards you, and takes him a while, but he seems to figure out that the riders are not. Well, they're moving, but they're more like moving in place.
Very complicated illusion. I like it. But as his stout is going, I'm extending my hand once more to just reach out for him, trying to get his attention. Say like, "This is where we're going." As I just reach out.
I'm kind of standing next to him, just kind of like nodding and encouraging, because
He lets out a flurry of words that you do not understand. Though you can imagine, like, most of them would be like, what the hell? Where am I? Why? Who are you? That sort of thing. But
Right,
communication is.
and Lance is going to go ahead and say the 3 words that he learned earlier. Will explain later. And this would be him literally just trying to use his leadership and presence to say, "We just have to go."
You don't really need to use that as he seems to follow you, but it's really, really confused.
All right.
You could also do me a quick resolve. Resolve academics. Any one of you wants to?
I do love resolve academics. I have 8
I only got like 2 dice from that, so I'm gonna hold back on that one.
Pretty sure this doesn't involve politics, but on 8 dice I got 1. My luck finally failed.
Nope.
Resolve what you said?
Academics.
Okay.
Academic.
And
I only got the 2 dice on that one, so I can't. I'm not gonna bother.
Yeah.
And does my psychology apply?
Not really, but you do remember that you managed to talk just fine to Sisyphus, oddly enough, without Dragoslav being here. Just strike you now as you begin to be like, how can we communicate? And
Well, Sisyphus was a cunning bastard, so of course he would be able to speak every language.
Yeah. Then something's fishy, but the whole stick of this guy is to be fishy. So,
There's nothing off about Hector himself, is there?
doesn't seems to be. I mean, he seemed really confused and a bit scared even. It's like
Hello.
It looks like he's in shock.
Can you understand us? We are here to help.
Again, a series of words that you don't understand, but
Well, once we get to Dragoslav, we'll be able to clear this up with him. All we have to do is get out of here. It's a good thing I had this rope. And I did mention that last time. I had the rope from the hiking backpack, and I was using that for a trail.
Yeah, I think you did mention putting that in the ground before we went through the door.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think so.
And as long as Dragoslav doesn't see like the stake shaking and unhooking itself or something like that and throwing itself into Tartarus, we're probably okay to follow it.
I'm
Uh,
kind. Sorry.
you begin to follow back the rope. It's still very weird because the rope is the only constant in this ever shifting. It's not even maze. It's more like the laws of physics as bent by the sheer power of the primordials imprisoned here.
Of course. And throughout this, I imagine I'm on like some sort of Escher's staircase, looking down at the rest of the party. It's like, why don't you understand this?
Kinda, yes.
The whole
Imagine
time
it's just
But
staircase, but each time you look in the direction, everything changes.
But yeah, I am their
I'm-
guide through chaos here.
I'm
Hey, I
sta-
found a
the
leader.
whole
I found a new title.
Yeah.
the whole time we're walking, I'm just kind of standing next to Hector, trying not to fanboy.
And I
Hold
kind
it
of
in, stop vibrating.
Yeah, Thomas is just vibrating with excitement and
I kind of gently rest a hand on Hector's arm, and I am using my guardian knack to make him my charge.
Very well. Which knack again? Just to.
A sentinel. Basically, while the two of us are in close range of each other, we both get +1 defense, and I get a +2 for enhancement for any rolls to protect or keep track of him.
All right, that might come in handy. Yeah. I don't believe it requires a roll or anything.
No, it's just a bonus 2 rolls.
All right. So you go back to the giant gates that have left slightly ajar, and you can see Dragoslav playing a game of tic-tac-toes with a cat here. That seems to be really to have figured out where to start to win pretty easily.
50 simultaneous games of tic-tac-toe.
But they
Why
seem to
not?
be enjoying it.
Like an old man in a park, right? I'm
They got
playing.
the arms for it.
Well, it's like
A
I'm an
strange
old man at a park. I'm like playing 50 games of chess all at the same time.
Kinda, yeah.
So as we're coming up, I'm just coiling the rope around my arm as I go, wiggling on through the door. And I guess we're out.
Uh, Dragoslav, could you do me intelligence academics, please, to see how well uh, you distracted the Ekatakir and how pleased they are.
Intelligence academics.
Yes, please.
Ten
Eh.
dice. One go. I'm the opposite
Yeah.
of Griffin's character this game. And that's how I committed manslaughter from a country away.
Sorry, I'm back. So yeah, like they seems to tire pretty quickly of your attempts at amusing them. I mean, they have multiple aids, so that might help. So, you know. But as you go back through the door, they quickly notices you and close the door right behind you. As soon as you are out of Tartarus,
Okay. Hey, Dragoslav. How you holding up here?
Not good. Tic-tac-toe is very boring game.
I would have suggested checkers or something, but
Well, I had no
Well-
time to construct a board. They were very impatient.
I would have suggested rock, paper, scissors.
well, one way or another, mission accomplished. I do need your help, though. We have a friend who needs a bit of translation.
Who would have thought none of us would know ancient Trojan?
Well, I'm doing pretty well by learning one dead language.
Which one? There are many.
Yeah, it's just not the dead language we need right this second.
Yeah. So we got Dragoslav to translate. How's Hector looking?
Less scared now that he's out of Tartarus, but you actually do me cunning empathy. No, there's no. Yes, there is empathy.
Yes.
Yes,
Hey, I got 3.
a mixture of
What?
pissed off, sad, unsure. Yeah, it's doesn't look
Somehow
like
I
he's.
got 5 on that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's having a good time right now.
Right. So now that we have our translator, we can at least introduce ourselves. Hello, Hector. I'm Lance Torres. Pleasure to meet you.
You know, if you're talking to him, you should probably talk in like a third person.
Well, the way translators are supposed to translate is that you translate for me. We keep eye contact with the speakers.
No, the way that a professional translator does it.
They act like they're not there.
Yeah, I'm just a
Translation,
guy.
Dragoslav.
I'm just a guy you're asking to translate. So I would be like, this is, these are. So you should probably
yeah,
speak in the
yeah,
third
yeah.
person.
I. Well, thank you for getting me out of here. I can't believe this happened.
Yeah, grandmother can be very vindictive.
Wait, grandmother?
He kind of looks around and it almost takes him a moment to kind of translate Roman to Greek. He points to himself and says, "I am the son of Ares," and then all of a sudden he perks up a little bit. He's like, and also a very distant descendant of Aeneas. Since Aeneas is a Trojan hero, Hector might actually know him.
Seems more fucking some grandmother part. Still not.
Good hustle.
Not sure what to make of that. And begin to think a bit and. Grim. Like. Era?
He nods. He nods. Yes, that one.
What about her?
She apparently kidnapped your soul, and tossed it in there without fair trial.
That hateful bitch!
You actually made me hold my phone like at arm's length for that.
Sorry.
Yeah, everyone just like recoils at the scream. I'm pretty sure all Hades heard that.
Oh,
What a coincidence!
I
That's
assume from
what he
tone of
said.
voice we all understood that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We all look at Dragoslav's like we don't need a translation for that one.
I just nod.
and and Thomas is filing that away as a ancient Trojan swear word. He's going to impress many friends in the Legion when this is done.
Ah,
Fuck
all
her.
right,
Fuck
Tinkers.
Achilles.
But we have at least so far halfway thwarted her attempts at keeping you there forever. The other half is to actually get you where you need to be now.
Oh,
We still
I
have
know
a
right
journey
where
to
I
go.
need to be. I know right where we'll go.
Oh boy. I'm scared to ask, but where does he want to go?
The
I'm
field
sure
of
he's-
Elysium.
Exactly.
Well,
That's
first
where-
we need
quite
to
a
get.
walk.
That will
First
get
we-
back.
First, we kind of need you to go before the judges because we did kind of promise Hades that we would at least follow proper protocol here.
Judges? Hades? How many? How much time wasn't in there?
Give or take at least 2, maybe 3,000 years, somewhere in between there.
What?
Yeah, it was quite a while. He Thomas looks kind of
Over 3.
uncomfortable. Just it was quite a while. Everyone assumed that you were in the right place, and then after he pauses again to translate. Aphrodite kind of figured out that you were not in the right place. Convinced father to help out, who then passed the job down to a more important Scion, then passed it down to me because shit rolls downhill.
You got the subcontractors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fuck Hades and fuck his judges.
That
Get
is a
me.
very good way to get right back to where you were.
Get me to the Elysian Fields. I'm not a peasant. I'm a warrior. I'm a hero. I deserve it. I deserve a second chance.
And the next
Well,
scene is
first
him
step
riding
going to
a
be
flower
getting
boat.
back across the river. I say, of course, we start there. Dragoslav, we might want to say goodbye to our host here. And I'll wave up to them and go, thank you for indulging us.
Guten
Seems
Tag.
Seems like you'll have a handful on your plate. Well, good. It's not a
I-
place for mortals, so go on.
It's true. Well, not to linger any longer. Let's get out of here, everyone.
Hector is fuming, for lack of a better word. You can feel the hate radiate from his body, his every step. In his gaze.
You'll have all the time you need to relax soon. Now, where's that boat?
See if you can find a boat.
The boat is where you left it. Still standing
Oh,
on
good.
the verge of a river.
All right. So, assuming it should be good for a second go, we should
It
be able to just
seems
load up
so,
and go.
yeah. You begin a second crossing of the river fire. Once again, it's very uneasy for most of you. Hector doesn't seem to care at all.
He's a little preoccupied, I think. I feel
Yeah,
like he's just about ready to just storm straight up Olympus,
yeah.
then
Yeah,
get
he
tossed
might
off
be.
it.
Yeah, probably. But you arrive back at the Asphodel Meadows. Nothing has changed because nothing's ever changes in the Asphodel Meadows. Shade is still wandering about, aimless. And you're basically not back at square one, but pretty close to it.
Indeed. At least this is a nice, comfortable position to try to get our bearings and try to find the Elysium Fields. Quick question. If I were to summon a spirit, it would be from most anywhere here in Hades, right?
Yes. There's no guarantee to find anyone you want because every shade more or less looks the same in the meadows.
Okay, so I can't summon them specifically necessarily then.
Well, if there's a way, you don't really know to.
Okay. I just
Death
know the
is
bloodshed,
not
that's all.
really, yeah. Death is not really one of your purview.
Right. And I guess I doubt any of the spirits here necessarily know the way, but I mean, that's always worth a shot. We could also just get lost first. What do you guys think?
I mean, we could try going back to that path.
If I recall, that path basically just leads us further into the field. It led us to here, to the riverbank.
I think it might not to be this too easy guy, but maybe it's like directly across the field from the river.
That's too obvious.
That would make perfect sense.
What, is the universe just divinely ordained to be in perfect order like that? Oh, it is.
Especially here, Hades really likes his ducks all in a row.
I think that's Zeus.
No, that's
No, no.
swans.
No, it's just like Doc's period. And a bit too
So
much.
spilling our blood, part 287. Let's ask directions and make certain before we just
Sure.
wander off in a direction.
I mean, isn't the dog here?
No
I think he's
Dogo.
back of the other river.
No Dogo, and although you do feed your blood to shades, most of them just seem, well, they don't really have any idea where the Elysium Field are, otherwise they would be there.
Mm-hmm.
One of them suggests just running in direction, like for... There has to be an end to the meadows, right? I mean,
Not
that's his theory.
necessarily.
Well, not so much on the advice front here.
Uh,
We could always go to Hades and get the judgment, and I believe he's probably in a mood to just have it go through as quickly as possible here.
Yeah,
Maybe
but he also
not.
might be in the mood for murder since someone stole his hat.
well, I mean, the judges would probably send Hector to the fields anyway. Like he
Mhm.
said, he deserves it.
Yeah,
And
he
that's
more than
what
deserves it.
That's what they're supposed to do, right? I really don't
Mhm.
understand this underworld. It kind of sucks.
And
No
at that
offense,
point,
Thomas.
Thomas gets a little bit offended.
Well, at least,
Hey,
my
I am
afterlife's
going
gonna
to
have a boat ride, so.
I am going to end up here one way or the other.
So yes, I guess my suggestion would be generally that we just go to Hades, but what do you guys think? Group effort.
If you guys go to Hades, I'm not going with. Just as an FYI.
Yeah, yeah, Hades might be in the mood to murder.
We do really want you as a translator, though.
I understand that, but I also really want to keep this hat.
And the head that is now attached to.
Well,
I
I mean,
don't
I
think getting
think
out of here with the hat.
I'm pretty sure that stealing is a sin or some sort of thing. So I'm probably, if I die, just gonna come back here with the hat. So I just want to get out of here with the hat. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, just don't eat anyone and be a good host, and you're fine.
What if you do eat someone and are a good host?
Then it gets complicated.
Hannibal
Let's
is
not think
defeating
about
all
that
your
word.
rules.
I seem to remember a story about a son of Apollo who stole some shit and he got decapitated for it.
Well, we'll find out. Like I said, though, I am not going near Ares with this hat. Not Ares. Yeah, Ares. I'm
Right,
not going.
so we have 1 and 1 right now. The one being, I
Uh,
guess, to wander aimlessly until we find it.
Technically, the
Nah.
loophole would be to wear the helmet. He couldn't see you that way. But
Well, yeah, but I'm
Incredibly
guessing that a god could probably see through it, especially when it's his helmet, so he would know how to find it. I'm assuming that in how many ever thousands of years, this might not be the first time this has happened.
maybe.
No, it's worse. He has a tracking chip in the damn thing.
I mean, I'm assuming I'd be able to figure that out.
And again, this is
He-
not the Scion
he's got
relic.
the
It is-
Find My Helmet app on his phone.
This is not a merely little Scion relic. It's
Yeah, I know.
fine.
That's why I'm not taking the chance.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I'm obviously
say-
not like super protective right now because I'm in the middle of hell wearing his helmet, but I'm just saying that I'm not taking the obvious risk.
Sure.
I'd say we go to the judges because Hector does deserve Elysium, and they would pretty much point us in the right direction at the very least.
All right, that's 2. What about
Okay.
you, Liv?
I agree with Thomas.
So, Hector, that would seem to be our current plan. I know you want to
What?
go straight there, but I am almost certain that they will send you there, and we will not get lost here forever.
And plus, the judges do take character witnesses, so we could also claim, hey, we want to see him in Elysium.
I did bring a high school essay of mine about you and a few printouts of Wikipedia. I think this will do.
Dragoslav, do you translate all of that? Everything?
In Wikipedia.
Do the immortal Greek judges take Wikipedia articles?
Dragoslav,
I'm sorry, the question was what now?
do you translate all of it?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm making it obvious that I'm not the one saying it.
All right. Hector, calm seems to be calm for a short moment. Lick his lips. Look at you, Lance. Grabs on your shirt collar and lifts you up to his face and calmly says, "For 3 millennia, each day I have seen my wife, my son, taken by the Greeks. And each time I thought I could take them back, I got trampled by horses. For 3 millennia, I am not taking any chances."
Wait, he's saying this to who?
Lance.
Who's he saying? Oh, okay.
And
Uh,
lets you fall on the ground. Well, fall. Not really,
Yeah.
but he releases you.
yeah, of course. And while he
Can you do me just before that a resolve integrity, please?
yeah, I was about to say it's like I'm definitely not calm. Resolve integrity,
Difficulty
5.
difficulty of 3.
I do want to point out any
Ooh.
poignant things you have to say to one another are interspersed with some guy saying it for you.
Yeah.
He's grabbing you by the
Damn.
lapels, lifting you in the air, and he's saying hateful shit at you.
Yeah, I'm
and then I
definitely-
lean over into your ear.
The exact opposite. It's just like, oh yeah, no.
You
I
gain
get drunk.
2 points of momentum for that because it's a critical failure.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
you're close to pissing your pants. Very close to.
And the whole time behind him, you just hear Thomas going, "Oh my God, he's so cool!"
So Lance is barely able to even like get off the ground if at all. He's just like there, like just leaning back on his arms, looking up and going, I, I understand completely. And given the choice, I would probably be storming up Mount Olympus right now.
Don't give him
A
any
word
ideas.
myself. But I
Don't.
don't believe that Hades is your enemy.
Don't give a shit about Hades. He left me to rot in his own realm for 3 millennia. Take me to the Elysian Fields, and you might walk alive from that.
Lance, of course, just looking back at everyone else for some kind of emotional support. You're probably still just going, so cool.
Nah.
How'd you remember
Yeah,
that?
pretty much.
Hold on a sec.
Thomas has stars in his eyes right now.
I wanna, as the translator here, I wanna look at Hector, and I wanna say for a moment, the Titans down here, yes?
Sorry, what? Can you say without the accent? I didn't.
You're ruining me.
Sorry.
They kept the Titans down here, yes?
Yes.
Back there.
They kept the Kronos that was kept down here?
Yes.
Could not Kronos take you back so that you could save your family?
There's glint in his eyes.
You've practiced for 3,000 years. Could you not then change the events of what happened? Put your suffering to use?
I just whisper, Dragoslav, I don't think you can change the past like that.
I mean, in one of my eyes is probably flashing as my glasses are going
Yeah.
through all the documents.
Cronus, father of Psi.
Yes, god of time.
Primordial Titan, even.
Could he not send you back? Again, as you just said, you've been suffering the fate, trying for 30,000 years. It seems to me you've gotten all the practice you need. Now it's time for the main event.
Mayhaps, but he's even more caged than I was.
A man determined is a force of nature, is he not?
I'm not a fool. I can't storm Tartarus alone.
I raise both arms wide. I imagine being the translator, I'm standing between me and the party and him, so.
Yeah, the rest of the party have no idea what the hell you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just raise both arms wide. Big Middle Eastern European smile on my face.
You're a fool if you think you can attack Tartarus head-on, but I like your ideas now.
One might have said we were a fool to invade Tartarus to rescue a man named Hector.
Yes, but difference between mortal and Titan is. Now I'll take much. Do you know what awaits in the Elysian Fields?
A very large dog.
What?
He said a very large dog.
No.
Well, then you have not been to the Elysian Fields in quite some time. There was a very large three-headed dog there last time.
You didn't went to the Elysian Field either.
We got chased through them, I recall, unless it was a
No,
different
to the
field.
meadows.
Those weren't the Elysian Fields.
Look,
Nice.
I am a traveler. I have been through quite many fields. Oh, you mean the ones filled with wheat, not flowers.
Yes, well. In these fields stand my only hope at vengeance. Reincarnation. Only way.
Reincarnation. You mean to come back? I think you need to go back to push to talk, Wolf.
Sorry, I tried to hold the phone as far away from my mouth as possible when I
Yeah.
did that.
Well, Liv, I guess you should